AITA for not agreeing to share my room with my dad's girlfriend's daughter? So, I, 22F, still live with my dad by choice. My mom passed away when I was 5, and it's just been the two of us ever since. He never dated anyone until now, and honestly, I'm proud of him for finally opening up again. His new girlfriend seems nice enough and I want him to be happy. She has 3 kids, a son, 18M, an older daughter, 29F, who doesn't live with her, and a younger daughter, 10F. Recently they've been spending more time at our house, and now they're officially moving in. For context, we live in a 3-bedroom house. My dad has the master bedroom. I've had my own room my entire life, and the 3rd bedroom is currently a guest room, home office, and storage combo. We also have a spacious basement and an attic, both mostly filled with old stuff, some of it my mom's, but nothing that can't be moved or reorganized. I'm a full-time uni student and I also work part-time at a restaurant. I get a small monthly allowance from my dad, classic Indian dad behavior LOL, but I still make my own money and support myself as much as I can while I study. I even paid him $50 in rent, which is the most he'd let me give. I tried offering more, but he refused. So I'm not freeloading. I pull my weight. Here's the issue. My dad told me that the 10-year-old would be sharing my room. As in, I'm supposed to give up my privacy, routine, and personal space to suddenly share it with a 4th grader. And here's the thing. She's not a bad kid, but she's loud, high energy, and constantly wants attention. She talks nonstop, touches things without asking, and doesn't really understand boundaries yet. She'll go through my drawers, try on my stuff, and barge in even when I'm clearly doing schoolwork or trying to nap. She's very clingy with me too, probably because I'm the closest in age among the women in the house, but it's draining. I tried being patient and nice, but I'm already struggling to juggle school, work, and life. Sharing a room with someone who wakes up early, makes noise, and doesn't understand personal space would seriously affect my mental health and productivity. Also, my dad actually agrees with me. He knows it's not fair to ask me to give up my space, and he's been trying to talk to his girlfriend about putting her daughter in the guest room instead. He also suggested that her son take the basement or attic, and her son is completely fine with that. In fact, he likes the idea of having the basement to himself and said he could even turn it into his own space. So it's not like anyone's protesting except his mom. But she still insists that her son needs his own room and doesn't want her son in the basement for reasons I honestly don't understand. She's not hearing anyone out, including my dad. Meanwhile, I'm just expected to step aside and give up the room I've had all my life like it's no big deal. I didn't ask for this new setup. I'm trying to be supportive, but I also didn't expect to be pushed aside in my own home just because my dad is starting a new chapter. I don't hate the little girl, not at all, but I also don't think it's fair for a 22-year-old university student with a job to be rooming with a 10-year-old who doesn't respect boundaries or understand what quiet time means. It's not a minor inconvenience. It's a huge shift in my day-to-day life. So, AITA? Update. Hello guys, I want to start off by saying thank you for the advices you all gave me. I wasn't able to comment on all of them, but I read them and some comments actually pointed something out. My dad's girlfriend wants me out, and the ones that told me to sit down with my dad and talk to him privately, just us. I did so this morning. We went out for breakfast, and I told him I don't feel comfortable sharing my room. I don't want to share my room. I told him I'm not taking the attic and basement either. Listen, my room was mine since I was a baby, so why would I want to give it to someone else? He was a bit hurt about this since I didn't actually tell him how I really felt about this whole ordeal. For context, if you don't want to read about the ages and personality and background, skip this paragraph. Okay, so my dad was born in India and is an only child while my mother had 4 brothers, so you can already tell how the dynamic was like. My mom's parents favored her brother more than her blah blah blah, and my dad didn't like that, and he was like 22 when they got married. He moved to Canada with my mom, 22 and 19. Yes, it was a love marriage. My dad got a job and went to school, started his own business and took my mom to school, and they got financially stable. My mom's got her degree in medicine. And my dad an accountant. They had me at 30 and 27. I was 5 when my mom passed away. My dad's is a bit of an irrational person, not in a bad way, but when you piss him off regarding someone he cares deeply about, he's quick cut you off. My dad's GF is 43 and eldest child is 29, so you can do the math. Anyway, after talking to my dad, he was kind of pissed off at how blind he'd been and he was fuming. We went back home, and you will not believe what we saw. His girlfriend already moved her daughter's clothes from the guest room to mine, and that lit the fuse. I started screaming at her not to touch anything in my room. I honestly should have listened to those who told me to put a lock on my door. My dad intervened, told me to take the kids out of the house, and they started arguing. Long story short, my dad broke up with her, and it turns out she had lost her house to debt and had nowhere else to go. And she was after my dad's money, but my dad was what she described as stingy, as he didn't buy anything for her. I cackled at this. We changed the locks as she printed out her own copy of the keys and later got a call from her ex-husband, the baby daddy of the 10-year-old, saying we should have kept her with us as she is now staying with him and his wife and other kids, so it's now a crowded house. I feel like my dad dodged a bullet there. They were dating for a few months and all this happened in a span of one day. It's also sad that he didn't date after my mom died, and when he finally tried to, this is what happened. My dad says it's best he stays a single widower, low-key sad, but that's his decision. Also to mediocre prompt telling me to move out cause I'm 25, I'm 22 read and I don't wanna move out yet. There's no such thing as it's time to move out. When you have a great relationship with your parents. I'll move out when I want. See how I said I choose to stay with my dad? Yeah, it's a choice, I can move anytime, but guess what I choose? Yes, chussy its a choice not to move out. Maybe after I graduate I'll move, but honestly I hate being alone, so ick. Edit. Oh my gosh, can y'all stop telling me to move out? I genuinely don't want to yet, and my dad doesn't either. Telling me to move just because of a girlfriend is a diabolical. My name is in the title deed, so I own the house too. It's my house too. I have every right to say no. I'll move out for sure, but when I feel like it, I'm not a lazy bum that doesn't know how to take care of herself. I sure can. I just chose to stay with my dad. Why is that so looked down upon? Like, can't someone stay with their parents not because of circumstances but by choice?